Good morning. Happy Tuesday. How is everybody? Yeah? Happy 2025. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. January 7th, 2025. Welcome to Coffee Chats. It's good to be back. I'm refreshed and ready to rock and roll. So I'm glad to see all of your faces. Thanks for being here this morning.
Turn it down.
Is it too loud? You don't like my shouting?
I love you shouting.
Okay, let's see, how's that? Better?
Much better.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure you're awake. Everyone's awake now. All right, good volume control here? Okay. I will let you know what's going on for the week, and then I'll hand it over to Jeff. I hope that this weekend went well for everybody and everyone had a good New Year's. I hope the excursion went well. I'll ask more questions about it, but I certainly hope everything went as planned. All right, so this is what's going on for the week. Today, up in Marion Hall, our speaker is Mike Henry. He's here at 10 a.m. Moments to remember, too. He is going to be talking about the golden age of rock and roll from the 50s and the 60s, he's taking clips from the 100 biggest hits from Chubby Checker, there we go, Chubby Checker, the Drifters, Beach Boys, and Beatles, and alike. So that's upstairs in Marion Hall at 10 a.m. 1 p.m. is our open art studio today. Tomorrow, the 8th, 7 a.m., we have our pancake breakfast. Is it 7 to 11, 7 to 10?
7 to 9.
7 to 9, 7 to 9. Don't worry, I won't stretch it until 11. It's 7 to 1 o'clock. No, you'd be here all day. You'd have to start charging, wouldn't you, for that one? All right, 7 to 9, pancake time.
You mentioned that it accepts voluntary contributions.
It sets voluntary contributions, so be prepared. Do you help collect, Mike? No comment? Okay. All right, moving along. 11 a.m. we have Mary's Medical Research. That's always down here, right by the store in the atrium. 1 p.m. we have our TED Talks. That's recorded on 991. There's 3 topics typically. So the 3 topics for this Wednesday are: ask dumb questions and embrace mistakes, can Europe win the age of AI, and why friendships can be just as meaningful as romantic love. At 1:30, the 8th, is 500, and then 7 p.m. on Wednesdays is bingo. Thursday, the 9th, 9/11, we have our Coffee Chats, of course, that's recorded. If you can't make it today. And 10:15 is our excursion to Mystic Lake. And can everyone just say whoop whoop for Lydia? Isn't she a wonderful new van driver? We're so lucky to have her. Speaking of excursions, so I've heard that she's doing a wonderful job, and I'm so encouraged by that. And then let's see here, for the rest of the week, Friday at 1 p.m. we have our coffee chats. 1 p.m. we have bridge and poker. And 4 p.m. on Friday is our happy hour. And 7 p.m. is our movie. The movie is Chicago. It's a musical. Chicago's slickest lawyer tries to defend 2 women at the same time. The women are competitors in a nightclub scene, and neither women will be outdone. Saturday the 11th is our 8 a.m. men's breakfast, and then 7 p.m. is bingo on Saturdays, of course. Monday the 14th, 1 p.m. we have our knit and chat, and 7 p.m. point players meet, and also at 7 is 500. Is there any questions about the excursions that are coming up, or for anything that's in the January newsletter, since it's just been kind of put out? Any excursions? Questions? No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time, and good to see everybody. Happy New Year to y'all.
Thank you, Jillian. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Just give it some time. You'll get your enthusiasm back. My God, I'm tired just watching her. Okay. over the course of the last couple months, I haven't been able to do any puzzles or any jokes. I've got... I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes telling jokes. Okay, I got 2 puzzles for you though. It was a beautiful summer afternoon in 1958, and I was driving my new car. I came to an intersection and stopped, and there on the sidewalk stood a would-be pedestrian waiting to cross the street. He noticed that I had stopped. I remained where I was at the intersection. He stepped off the sidewalk and walked right into the right front fender of my car. Explain the circumstances surrounding this curious behavior.
You pulled too far forward into the walk path.
He was not drunk.
Not drunk, okay. That eliminates.
Visually impaired. But if you're visually impaired, you can still realize there's something in front of you in ways, right? The answer is somewhere in the type of car that he had. Not an Edsel.
Studebaker.
Not a Studebaker. Where was the engine on a Studebaker?
It was in the rear.
Okay, we'll give you that. It was a Volkswagen Beetle, and the engine is in the back of the car, and the fellow could hear the engine, so he just assumed the engine was in the front of the car, and so he walked right into the fender. Yeah. Jillian, I've seen her walk into cars just... Okay, here's another one.
I don't get that.
We all know you don't get that, Jillian. That's why you're out there walking into cars. Okay, a special vehicle was produced in 1949. It was powered by a Jeep engine and then later switched to a Volkswagen engine. It had a base price of $50,000 when it came out and is now way above $100,000. It never raced, but can often be found in a closed course, so to speak. A famous sports celebrity was the creator and first sales representative of this vehicle. What is the vehicle and who is a famous sports celebrity?
You've got us there.
I would say there's more of these in Minnesota than almost any state in the union. Not a golf cart. Had to do with recreational activity. Not a snowmobile. What do they use in hockey rinks? A Zamboni. And why they're saying Frank Zamboni is a businessman? What kind of businessman was he? I'd never heard of him. Okay. For those of you that are either coordinating or participating in games, be it card games, board games, what have you, that aren't on the calendar, on the resident services calendar, please let Pat know. We've kind of lost track of what spaces are being used and when, and we just want to make sure that Pat had told me that there were a couple groups that have quit playing, yet we've still got the space reserved for them. So if we could just reconfirm who's playing and all that stuff. As you get together and play, talk amongst your group and say, did you talk to Pat or whatever, and just make sure that, and we don't care if all of you do it at separate times, we just need one of you to do it. Okay? There's no Star Tribune today, I hear. Minnesota Star Tribune. Pat talked to them this morning. They have until 11:30 to deliver the paper. And then at 11:30, that's the deadline where they can tell you why you didn't get your paper. But I don't believe they have any intention of delivering the paper. It sounds like if you're missed or your paper didn't arrive, you're SOL. And so it's almost like they want to fail. Or, I don't know, if you want to read the newspaper, I would say get it on your computers. It's not as fun, but it's dependable. Okay, does anyone have any questions on anything? All right. A pirate walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Wow, man, what happened to you? You were in here a couple months ago and you look great. Now it looks like you've got a wooden leg." You know, yeah, I was out at sea and got in a fight and a cannonball ripped my leg off. And thankfully the surgeon was there and he set me up with this wooden leg. I'm fine. Yeah, what about the hand? I noticed you've got a hook on your hand. Yeah, I got in a sword fight later on and the guy just lopped off my hand. Thankfully the surgeon did a great job, put a hook on my hand. I'm fine. Okay, what about, you've got the patch on your eye. What's going on there? He goes, "Well, I lost my eye." "What happened?" "Well, I was out swabbing the deck one day and there were some seagulls flying overhead and I looked up and one of them pooped right in my eye." "Well, that doesn't sound like you could lose an eye doing that." Pirate says, "Yeah, it was the first day with my hook." Thank you, Susan. You're getting free rent for the year now. You're getting it free, but Fred's gonna have to pay the whole freight in your apartment. Okay, does anyone have any questions on anything? All right, today's date is the 7th, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow. Tim Garrett and Joan Moshe have birthdays. On the 12th, Sandy Lear. And on the 14th, we've got Ann Louise Hartman and Meg Zelny. We have an anniversary today. I didn't see Diane or Stanley Coombs.
Oh, they're not, no.
Their anniversary is today. So let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Have a good week. Go Vikings.